You're listening to the official podcast of Bloodstock Open Air Festival. Bloodstock Radio.
Come Yes, hello, good evening and welcome to Bloodstock Radio, the official podcast of the Bloodstock Open Air Festival. This is podcast number 83 and we have just got 2 days now until we all turn up at Catton Park for Bloodstock Festival 2019. However, I'm afraid that I have to start the show off with some bad news, as we have sadly just heard that one band who will not be joining us this weekend is Dimmu Borgir, as they've had to pull out due to illness, and I'll just quickly read you the band's statement. It says, Dimmu Borgir regrets to inform you that we have to cancel our appearance at this year's Bloodstock due to illness. The doctors have ordered full rest for a minimum of 1 week and instructed that performing a show this weekend would increase the situation. We are truly sorry about this, as we had been looking enormously forward to returning to Bloodstock this year. Enjoy the festival. We will see you again soon. So, sadly, they will not be joining us this weekend, but we do still have lots of fantastic bands performing this weekend, including the wonderful Evil Scarecrow, who opened the show there with Red Riding Hood. They will be on the Ronnie James Dio main stage on Saturday at 1:45 p.m. Yes, we do now know the stage times, and if you've got the latest Bloodstock Festival app, then you will see all of those on there, so you can start planning your weekend. But I'll be letting you know the stage times of all the bands we're going to be playing on tonight's show, so let's get stuck into those. And first up, we've got two more of our Metal to the Masses winners. We'll shortly be heading to Milton Keynes to catch up with their winners Take Refuge, but first up, we'll pop just at the M1 to hear the Northamptonshire winners Reaper X. My name is Squatter and this is Bloodstock Radio. Just 2 days to go, folks.
And now on Bloodstock Radio, a Metal to the Masses winners interview.
Okay, next up on Bloodstock Radio, we are talking to the next of our Metal to the Masses winners. And in Northamptonshire, it was Reaper X, and we're talking to Drew and Scott. How you doing, guys?
We're doing good, thank you. How are you?
I am very well indeed. I am, yes, Bloodstock it's coming around so quickly, it's ridiculous. How are you guys feeling about it?
We're feeling brilliant. We're still getting over from the weekend where we had the Metal to the Masses final. I think we're still trying to get over the fact that we won and where I've actually got this massive opportunity to go to Bloodstock.
Yeah. I was very pleased to see your name when it came through, because I didn't judge it. I'm going to be very clear that I did not judge the final a few years ago. But we had a situation, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, the year that Switchblade City won it. And we had 3 finals on one night. So Simon was, I think, down in Bournemouth and Rob was up in Selby or somewhere like that. And there was no one else to sort of, to represent Bloodstock at this thing. And the guys from Chrysler were judging it. So, Switchblade City can thank them and you can blame them. It was definitely not my decision. So tell us a little bit about how the final went for you guys and about Hopfest in general over the weekend.
Hopfest was absolutely brilliant. It was a fantastic experience. The Hop done a brilliant job putting that whole thing together, really, didn't they?
Definitely. I mean, the weather, we couldn't have asked for a better day for it, to be honest. All the bands were on fine form. I mean, it was the kind of form where going on last, you just got nerves all day thinking, oh, Christ, we've got to follow that now. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. And I noticed that I was seeing that Sky did really well to get the likes of Vader there, because obviously wrapping a festival around the Metal to the Masses final obviously gives us a big boost of it. And they've done it before in Leicester and things like that. But when you've got big headliners putting these other big bands around it, makes it a lot more of an event for you guys as well, doesn't it?
Oh, it was such a great way to end that day for us. I mean, you're riding the crest of a high and you're just thinking, right, well, I don't want to go to sleep. What are we supposed to do now? And then you see Vader setting up and you just think, oh, yeah, this will do just fine.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about the band then. What type of music do you play? How long you guys been going for and stuff like that?
We're a 5-piece metal band, 2 guitarists, myself being the rhythm guitarist, Mark being the lead guitarist, Scott here, my man, being the lead vocalist. We've got Jake on bass and Carl, our insane drummer. We've been going since 2014.
Yeah, Drew's actually one of the very, very first founding members back when we were what we used to call White Plague. Yeah, that was the first name.
Yeah, that was what it was when me and Mark, the other guitarist, started this band, and then Scott
I came on afterwards, and we went from White Plague to Kill by Death. And from there it became Reaper, which quickly became a matter of some contention because there was a band from the 80s called Reaper. There's a former Bloodstock winner themselves, the Liverpool boys from Reaper as well.
Yeah, we know Little Dan up in Liverpool. We know him.
Yeah,
There was actually as well another band of quite young lads called The Reaper. I think maybe London-based or something like that. But I remember seeing them at a Headbangers Balls gig a year ago as well.
Yeah, there's quite a few bands in the UK called Reaper. There's an industrial techno band in Europe that's a huge, also called Reaper. And I think we all sat down. I mean, we got the rights to it. The government gave us the rights to trade us that. But then we just thought, if we spend any money chasing this from sort of a litigious standpoint, we'll have no money to put on any gigs. And you're not going to do anything like that in Europe as well. It was just easier, right, let's just make a conscious effort to change the name, and then we won't have any issues going forward.
It's always a difficult one for a band, isn't it, when you've got to, obviously you're trying to put your stamp on things, and you're trying to put your name and trying to be different and unique and stand out for things. But I have to say, the Reaper X and the new logo and everything and that really, really does look good now. I think the addition of the logo really sort of helped it, because I remember, I think you did used to have the X on some of your stuff anyway, didn't you, before you actually changed the name to officially being Reaper X?
We did, yeah. We had two sites just under the name, which kind of formed an X, and that's kind of where we got the idea for having the new logo and calling the name from Reaper to Reaper X, kind of off that basis. So it worked out pretty well, actually.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. You're the only Reaper X. I don't know of any other Reaper X, so you are the Reaper X that is going to be, and you are the ones that are going to be playing Bloodstock this year, so there you go.
Oh, it never gets old hearing people say that. It really doesn't.
Exactly. So are there any other bands that you're looking forward to seeing that you're really hoping that you don't actually clash with so that you can see them?
Definitely Cancer Bats. I am a big Cancer Bats fan. If because they're depending on where we're going to be, the boys from Crystal, it'd be great to see them on that sort of stage as well.
Definitely. Parkway Drive.
Yeah, I know there's a good few Parkway Drive fans in the band as well, so that's going to be one that's excited. And John, he is a massive Scorpions fan, and he said to me when we did the final that if you boys win, you're going to come watch the Scorpions with me. So shout out to you, John. I will be front and row for the Scorpions, and they will rock me like a hurricane.
Marvellous. So we're going to have a listen to some of your music to finish this off, so that people know to listen out for you guys. But obviously, what we can't get from the music is what your live show is like. So just to finish this off, then, just let us know why people should take their time out of their weekend, why they should keep an eye out for Reaper X on their Clash Finders, and why they should come and see you guys in the New Blood tent. What are they going to see from a live show?
Over this last year, our live performance isn't just gone from being technically brilliant. It's the whole package. We put on a good stage show. We try and get the crowd involved as much as possible. And I mean, from the reviews we've had, we aim to play good old-fashioned thrash, but it comes out in whatever style you want to put the label on it as it is, and there's something for everyone. Any sort of, your new core guys to your thrash metal, and just people who like a bit of hard, heavy chug, and just for a good time, and get involved, get jumping on your feet, get chanting, get those fists in the air, and you'll come away thinking, well, they were certainly something different.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I am an old school thrash fan, and I haven't seen you guys since that final, so I'm going to try and check you guys out over Bloodstock weekend as well, because if you've gone up from there, that was a really, really hard final to judge. It was very, very close. One of the worst moments of my Bloodstock career, if you can call it this, was having to read out that result. I don't know how Simon and Rob do it every time, because the number of puppy dog eyes you've got looking up, and all I could see was bands that I knew hadn't won it. I could see people from your band, I could see people from other bands that I knew that were taking part, and I was just like, oh, this is horrible. So, it was a horrible thing to have to do, but I'm glad that it was your name that was read out this year.
Oh, thanks, Paul. So are we.
Marvellous. Okay, so we're going to hear some of your music now to finish off, so if one of you could just introduce that for us, we'll have a listen, and we'll see you guys at Bloodstock.
Thank you very much. We'll see you there. And this is Red Menace.
Looking around the corner
Okay, so next up, we're talking to another of our Metal to the Masses bands, and this time it's Take Refuge from Milton Keynes. How you doing, guys?
Very good, thank you very much. Yourself?
Yeah, very well indeed. Bloodstock is fast approaching, so yeah, hopefully we're going to rattle through all of you guys and get you some more people in the New Blood tent. So you guys won in Milton Keynes, so how was that? How was your Metal to the Masses journey this year?
I think I'd describe it as quite wild. As, we actually got eliminated in the first round before getting a wild card bye into the semi-finals after that.
I love the way that happens. That happens. You'd be surprised how many times. I remember Raised by Owls a couple of years ago from Nottingham. They were eliminated in the first round, and I believe it was their first ever gig. So their first ever gig, they were eliminated, and they were like, got back in as a wild card and won it. And there you go. So yeah, lots of different ways of getting through to Metal to the Masses. Is this the first year that you've done it, or have you participated before?
I'll go ahead and going to say kind of, as we had a different lineup last year under a different name, playing different music really. So where we made it to the final and lost to Ashbourne.
Oh right, yeah.
So yeah, just after that this year we had a bit of a lineup change.
I've got an image now of all of you playing this year with false moustaches and beards and glasses on.
Little funny wigs.
I did have a moustache for the semi-finals, which was pretty good.
Well, there you go then, see. So tell us a little bit about the band then. Tell us about Take Refuge. How many of you are there, and what type of music do you play now?
So we're a 5-piece band, so 2 guitars, and we pretty much play what we call heavy metalcore. So we are a heavy metal, we are a metalcore band, but we have influences from death metal and gen, and so we kind of try and draw from all sorts of different areas of metal to make a sound which is unique to us as possible. So yeah, we're a heavy metalcore band to give us a label.
Okay, and so what can people expect from your show? What sort of show to Take Refuge put on? Because obviously this is all about getting people in that New Blood tent for you over Bloodstock weekend. So yeah, so why should people stick Take Refuge on their clash grinders?
We just love to bring energy. We enjoy it as much as people. We want people to enjoy it as much as we enjoy playing on stage. And if we're having fun and people are having fun, that's what we want. And we really pride in guitar tones as well. So if you like guitar tones, we should be on your to see list.
Okay, cool. And are there any bands that you're fans of that you're really looking forward to seeing at Bloodstock this year?
Coming from Milton Keynes especially, I can't wait to see Tesseract again. I haven't seen them for about 6 or 7 years at a hometown show.
But I thought they would have been mentioned for exactly that reason.
I think as a group, we're quite excited to see Dimmo on the Sunday as well.
On the New Blood stage as well, we've got Fearbound. I've spent a lot of time watching pretty much all of the Hertfordshire Metal to the Masses, and those guys kill it. Jackal's Backbone been booked for the Jaeger stage, and they're awesome as well. They're good friends of ours. So I think we're going to spend time in that New Blood tent and actually find some new bands that we want to enjoy with and potentially play with in the future as well.
Yeah, that's good, because I say obviously everyone's got their own different festival experience, aren't there? Some people that just stay glued to the main stage all weekend, and some people spend all their weekend in the New Blood tent. So it all depends on what you're trying to get out, and obviously we're trying to cater for everybody at Bloodstock. You know, the more and more people we get there every year, everyone has a different weekend, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, we're still going to be looking forward to the big headliners in the Parkway Drive on Saturday, which is going to be awesome. But I think it's definitely a time a good chance to experience some new bands and actually broaden our music horizons a bit. Add some songs to our playlist at the end of the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good attitude to have with it. And have you guys been to Bloodstock before?
I've been. When did I go? I went when Trivium headlined. That was the year I went. So that was
2015. I think so.
Yeah, long ago.
I think our bassist goes every single year, especially last year his brother played on the New Blood stage as well, so he was there all weekend too.
All right, cool. Well, good. We look forward to you having a good weekend there anyway. Do make the best use of your media opportunities as well, and obviously you've got 15,000, 20,000 metalheads in a field that are, all potential audience for you guys, so make sure that you get your name out there.
Yeah, definitely. Just make friends, shake hands, and try and ride the wave a little bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely it does. Like I say, we have obviously different bands, but when it's the Metal to the Masses, a lot of bands sort of take a deep breath and like, whew, as if it's the end of the journey. But the idea with it is that this is the start of the journey. We're trying to provide a springboard for you guys. So the Metal to the Masses community in itself, you will find now as Metal to the Masses winners that next year you'll be getting contacted to go and play other Metal to the Masses events as guest headliners and things like that. And that really does sort of get you guys out there and get you outside of your local area. That's that's part of it. That is part of the idea behind Metal to the Masses. So you will find that this is supposed to be a springboard for you. So we always like looking and seeing how our Metal to the Masses bands perform in future.
I think we've kind of found that a little bit already. As a week after the finals of Metal to the Masses, we had contacts from people we'd never met or heard of who were asking us to play gigs, and we just signed a booking agent for the first time. We just made our first music video and our first single as well. So I think it's all really springboarded from that night when we won it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to hear some of that music in a minute. So just talk about the music process and where you are with that and what you've got coming out soon.
So we've got a track and a video out called Gods Walk Among Us, which is a song that you'll be playing in a few moments. It's the first song that we've done, and we're like, this is a good song, and we're very happy to get this out there. We like there's music that we have which we want to tweak and stuff, but to make it better for release. But this song is the first song which I think gives us a total package and actually lets people know what we're about, rather than there's a lot of tracks which are a bit mix and match. But this one is this is our first complete song, which we're really looking forward to getting out there.
Oh, perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. We ask the bands that provide their music to give something that is sort of typical of their sound, so people know what to expect. So we'll have a listen to that now. So cheers for chatting to us, guys, and congratulations on getting to Bloodstock.
Thanks very much,
man.
Okay, cool. That was the guys from Take Refuge, and this is their song, "The Gods Walk Among Us."
Hello there, this is Akis from Rotting Christ, and you are listening to Bloodstock Radio. Keep the spirit alive, brothers.
Okay, so that was our Milton Keynes Metal to the Masses winners Take Refuge with their brand new song The Gods Walk Among Us, and they will be on the New Blood stage on Sunday at 2:15pm. And before that was our Northampton winners Reaper X with Red Menace, and they are on the same stage on Saturday at 12:45pm. So if you like the sound of them, then please do mark them down on your Clash Finder or your Bloodstock Festival app. And if you haven't yet got the app, then do please download it. It's not the same one as last year. That was red with a white B on it. It is completely new, so you'll need to search in your app store for Bloodstock Festival and then you should find it. It is this year's orange stand logo on a black background, if that helps. And once you're set up with that, then you can see all the stages and set times, and there's also a little social stream where you can post your comments, pictures and videos to get us all fired up for this year's festival. And to continue that, next up we've got an interview with someone who is playing Bloodstock for the third time this weekend. And if you're intrigued by the sound of a one-man death metal band, then you should definitely check this out. This is Foul Body Autopsy.
The big interview.
Okay, next up on Bloodstock Radio, we're having a chat to Tom, who is Foul Body Autopsy. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, how are you?
I'm very well indeed. So, yes, you recently announced to be playing at the Jaeger stage at Bloodstock.
Yeah, that's happened.
Yeah, cool. So, a one-man death metal band is the way that you were described to me, and I was like, I must admit, I was half sort of visualising a guy with like cymbals on his back going dum-tsh, dum-tsh, you know, that sort of thing, but it's not that, is it?
No, I had a funny idea for that for a music video, actually.
Yeah?
Because I was going to do a really serious video, this is going back years, where it would be like in a car park, so you get like a shot of the feet and then a shot of like the guitar, and then suddenly it would back off and it would be me wearing a full one-man band kit, stomping around doing the song.
Oh, that would work. You never know. Give it a go.
Just thought it'd be I'd do it for my own amusement, to be honest. This would be hilarious.
Yeah, well, I've just seen you perform for the first time earlier on today, and it's different. That's got to be said. It's very, very different. And as I say, that's the way you described to me, but different, but it works.
Yeah.
So the first question is why? Why are you a one-man death metal band? Why have you got no mates, or are you just unpopular, or just can't be asked and just do it all yourself?
A mix of all of it, but the main reason was Foul Body did have a lineup.
Yeah.
I left a previous band years ago because I started the band when I was 17.
Yeah.
And I was playing in a ton of local bands, and then I started a lineup, and that lineup failed miserably because the day before the first gig, the bass player quit and the drummer said he couldn't do the gig.
Right.
And I was putting the gig on.
Oh.
So it's like, well, I can't just pull the gig, so I'll just use the backing tracks that I made and I'll just play on my own.
Yeah.
And then from there I was like, well, that worked, I'm just going to do this.
Yeah.
And never really looked back. I mean, I've had people come up to me after gigs going like, oh, I'm a drummer, I could play all your songs. I'm not looking for members, mate.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if you're all on your own, then you can only let yourself down, can't you? You know, if you're ill, then that's it. You can't do the gig. But at least there's only one of you to be ill.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, I've had severe laryngitis a couple of times, and I just did the set instrumentally.
Wow. So you've been an instrumental death metal band as well, one man.
Because it happened a couple of times where I lost my voice, and it was doing stuff for Rocksock in Nottingham, and they were really nice guys, and I didn't want to pull out, so I just went, I can't speak, but I can still play.
Yeah.
So I'll do it instrumentally, but I just played a load of the old stuff, which is super technical.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to listen to.
Yeah.
But it was because it was the Old Angel, and they'd filled the venue with like dry ice, so you couldn't see anything in front of you.
Yeah.
So it was a bit like what Sun would be like if they played like death metal, like if Sun played tech metal.
Yeah.
So this is probably what it'd be like.
Yeah.
So it's just brutal for like 30 minutes of just being bombarded with fast guitar.
Yeah. So most Jaeger stage bands, I sort of ask them, you know, why should people take time out of their day to come and see you at Bloodstock? But to be honest, you're a one-man death metal band. Why should they not take that's a novelty enough for people to take time out of their day to come and see you, I reckon.
Yeah, just come and see the novelty. Why not?
Yeah.
But it's because I've done it. It'll be the third time now.
Yeah.
So it's I guess for anyone that's seen me do it before, it'll be kind of a mix of classic stuff and then new stuff.
Yeah.
So it'll be all of the songs that people know with some of the newer stuff that they haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
But I always bump into people at Bloodstock that I haven't seen for years, because it was like there was a few guys that are really into my music that I hadn't seen for donkey's years, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, hello.
Yeah.
Ended up having a chat for about 20 minutes walking back to the car park.
Yeah.
But it's
well, that's Bloodstock though, isn't it? You know, I mean, I can't walk 10 feet now without, you know, hello. It's just, yeah.
Getting collared by someone.
Well, that's it. I mean, so the way I look at it, I mean, I go to a lot of gigs all over the place. So I've got my London metal family, my Leicester metal family, my Birmingham metal family, but at Bloodstock, everyone's there. So it is literally, you bump into the Birmingham lot, or the Wolverhampton lot, or the Leeds lot, or the, you know, so everyone's there.
Yeah, it's nice when that happens, especially when scenes, it's kind of every scene meeting up, and it's everyone that knows everyone from the scene meeting up, and then you end up meeting new people, and it's nice. I do enjoy Bloodstock. It's a little bit like going home.
Yeah, that's the way I always look at it. I always put on my poster, there's a picture that someone did years ago where it's just this guy standing on the walk from the car park when you're looking out at all the tents, and he's just standing there with his arms aloft, and just like, I always post that with #home, because it just looks amazing. It just looks like yes, and that's that feeling we all get, you know.
I ended up winning a day ticket in 2016, and I dragged a mate along, and it was literally the minute I walked in, it was just like, oh, I'm home, this is great.
Yeah.
And because he'd never been, so I dragged him with me, and then because he didn't like Gojira either, so he forced me to watch Fear Factory, who I hate, and I forced him to watch Gojira, and I managed to convert him to liking Gojira.
Did he convert you to Fear Factory though?
No, they were awful.
Okay, fair enough.
It's just not my thing.
No, well, there you go. That's the way these things happen sometimes, isn't it? But you'll always find new bands that you know. That's. I mean, obviously on Bloodstock Radio we do cover all of the bands, but for me it's always about the New Blood and the Jaeger. I just want, and the fact that, as you say, you've been invited back several times. It's not like some other festivals that we could name where you get one shot at it and then they just don't ask you back.
Yeah.
They keep tabs on bands and they will push them up the stage. I mean, you've got Chrysler playing on the main stage this year as well. So it's, you know, we've had Cambion going all the way from metal to the masses, Bloodstock Dawn, Bloodstock Dawn, I always call them, because I spawned that last year before they were announced, #Bloodstock Dawn.
Well, to be fair, they opened the main stage one year, so technically they were Bloodstock Dawn.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there you go. See, that works. So yeah, so we've got a few sort of Metal to the Masses poster boys that they do push them up the stages and that lot. So
yeah.
And I say, and you are testament to it that they do that. So
yeah, I just keep playing the same stage over and over again.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's my favourite one though, because it's like in the arena, you hardly ever clash with anyone, and you can fill it with 50 people. So it's like,
yeah, well, that's exactly. For those that haven't been to Bloodstock before, the Jaeger stage, as Tom says, it is in the arena, but they time it so that basically the main stage act finish, Jaeger starts, Jaeger finishes, main stage starts. So literally you're just, you know, crammed in between, and you'll get a lot of passing trade from people wandering back to go and get some food. Ooh, that's quite, I'll have a bit of a listen to that.
Yeah,
so
well, the nice thing is you sort of go, there's literally 20,000 people over there.
Yeah.
So there's 20,000 people going to wander over here in a minute.
Yeah. Cool. Well, it should be good. One last thing to ask you about, your artwork that you've got that was on stage with you today. Tell us a bit about that, because that's impressive.
Yeah, it's Alan O'Neill did the artwork for me. It was I kind of had this idea for the concept album. It was based around Romero's Dead trilogy,
right?
Because I really love his basically Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
Because he did Dawn. Well, he did Night of the Living Dead, then Dawn, and then Day.
Yeah.
And I've loved those three films, and the accidental social commentary within it as well.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do an album sort of based around that kind of idea, and then I mentioned the artwork to Alan and said, basically I want you to do me fighting off zombies on stage. And I was sort of thinking, like, you know, essentially it's like me getting fucked up, but he sort of went, oh yeah, so John McClane then.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really my idea to have it look quite so like hey, I'm not that thin, I'm not that muscular.
But yeah, basically Die Hard zombies, basically.
Yeah, but it turned out all right.
It looks amazing. Are you taking that to Bloodstock with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
It'll be that. I think it'll be a bit. It should fill the Jaeger stage easily.
Yeah,
I need to find out what the dimensions are, because I keep looking at photos and going,
Listen,
2 meters,
the bands that I've seen on there, you know, the Max and Massive Wagons play on there. They move around a lot. You know, it's not that small. I'm sure you'll fit it on there. It'll be all right.
Well,
just the one of you.
Because Dawn of Anubis did it, because they did Metal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Billy's a big lad, and so
yeah,
you know, he can fit on it. I'm sure you'll be all right. You'll be good.
There's a funny thing, bass player in my other band, Nagasaki, the minute he saw Billy went, he needs to play American football.
Yeah.
Because Jags used to play American football.
Yeah.
It was like, just put him in all of the gear and then watch everyone like shit themselves when he walks on.
Just literally like,
it's like a huge guy.
Yeah, cool. Excellent. Well, cheers for talking to us, Tom, and we look forward to seeing you at Bloodstock. Can you pick us a song for us to play out with, and we'll go with that? One last thing I need to say to you is to say thank you very much for doing the Metal to the Masses updates from Leicester this year, because it's been great. I know I gave you a shout out on the show a couple of weeks ago and that to everyone that sent them in, but it really has been great. And anyone that's listening that goes to the Metal to the Masses regularly, you know, it doesn't take that much time, does it really? You just literally a few minutes of just, you know, this is the results, this is what's coming up next. You don't need that much information. All good.
No, it took me forever because I keep doing it and going, no, I sound like a prat, I'll do it again.
Mate, I sound like a prat every week. If I'd done that, I'd never do a show. I'd be re-recording everyone every week.
Yeah, it just turns into, that'll do.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. So pick us a song and we'll play out with that.
Yeah, let's do Consumed by Decay.
Okay, cool. All right, well, cheers for talking to us. Check out Tom on the Jaeger stage at Bloodstock this year, and this is Foul Body Autopsy.
Hey, what's up? This is Frank Bella from Anthrax, and you are listening to BloodstockRadio.com. Turn it up!
Yes, indeed, that was Mr. Foul Body Autopsy himself with his song Consumed by Decay. He is performing on the Jaeger stage at 5:05 on Saturday, and I really do recommend that you check him out, as it is quite a sight to behold. Okay, to finish off the show, I want to play you some more music from across the festival to try to maybe fill in a few more gaps on your Clash Finder. So, first up, we're going to hear from the band Graves. These are going to be playing on the Jaeger stage on Friday at 5 p.m. They were put through from the Leicester Metal to the Masses final that I attended, alongside the winners 28 Double, who we featured back on podcast number 74. We're then going to head over to the New Blood stage, where Fallen Temples will be playing at 12 noon on Sunday, and they were put through from the South Wales Metal to the Masses final, alongside their winners Blind Divide, who we featured in podcast 77. And then finally, we're going to finish off with a little bit of self-indulgence for me, as I am definitely going to be front and centre at the Ronnie James Dio stage on Friday at 11:45 a.m. to watch my favourite band, Zentrix. And I am hoping and praying that they're going to be playing this song, as it's my favourite from their new album, Bury the Pain, and it is called The Red Mist Descends. So, it's Graves, Fallen Temples and Zentrix to finish off this show, but we're still not quite done with Bloodstock Radio 2019, so we'll be back with another podcast tomorrow night, the day before the festival, to get you all fired up. So we'll see you tomorrow on Bloodstock Radio.
All things Bloodstock.
Feel my fate as I'm dancing.
By the fans, for the fans. Bloodstock Radio.